All right, welcome back to RPG Limit Break 2019. We are about ready to get started with Adventures of Mana, run by Smelly McTroll. I'm Gunarm Dine, call me Dine. I will be your host for this run. And we have a few more donations related to the bid war for the heroine name going on right this very minute. We have $25 from Bahamut X with no comment. Thank you for that. $50 from Oasis for the hero name. Can't keep a good booper down. That is currently winning. Oh, never mind. That has just been sniped by Set Zero, now with $126 to $100. And finally, $20 from Slowpoke. This will be the first race ever that a Slowpoke will win. Slowest greetings, Slowpoke, hashtag Team Slowpoke. And as those numbers continue to come in, it looks like we're about ready to get started. So, Smelly, go ahead and take it away.
So we have the names coming up here in the beginning. Just need to know which one's won.
I think that the original Game Boy Sound did win that one as well, didn't it?
It did. That was a runaway. It wasn't even close.
Okay. That's the remake's music is really good. I should say that.
Well, they're both really good. Can't. It was a hard choice.
Do we have the heroes' names?
As of right now, the hero's name is Set Zero, capital S. Oh, You got it.
And Fuji. And Fuji's name, the heroine's name?
Fuji's name.
And at the last second, the heroine's name with $260 is Couch.
Couch, my boy.
Not Couch, Couch.
Yeah. All right. And, well, I guess time is now. Jump the gun a little bit.
Okay. We're starting. Good. Excellent.
Yep.
So welcome everyone then to Adventures of Mana, which is the most recent remake of Final Fantasy Adventure, the first Mana game, or Seiken Densetsu. This game's gone through many, many iterations, but this is the most recent, released in 2016, I believe. There's going to be a lot of similarities that you may have seen from previous versions of the game, but obviously there are loads of new mechanics in this one that are going to be really, really exciting and changing the way that the game feels and plays. But it's really, really, really good and interesting to see like how they've managed to keep the soul of the game alive whilst also making it very, very new. These first two fights will be the same fight the Jackal twice, but you'll see we have some new mechanics with the sword. You can do a 3-part stab by like stabbing forward and then continuously attacking. We're going to be tanking some hits and getting that perfect spacing right there. Brilliant stuff from Troll to start. Takes that one hit which knocks him back, and you can just get those final strikes out and finish that fight nice and quickly. But the stab, as I said, now has a 1-2-3 kind of combo attack now, which is actually a huge difference in how using the sword works. And we'll see a lot more of that as we go.
And we actually have a vine to climb down in this game too.
Oh baby. So again, narratively, this is Dark Lord and his attendant Julius. The Sumo, or Set Zero, is a gladiator for 4-4 fights for his entertainment. We try to escape after our friend Willie tells us that the power of mana is waning and we need to go see Bogard, an old Gemma Knight who may know how to save the world. We get found out by Dark Lord and he pushes us down a waterfall in classic mana fashion. Oh man, classic tunes. Okay, so the big difference here is that we have the ability to like move in multiple directions. You were talking about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can move in more than just the 4 directions that you can in the original version of the game, and you can see that 3-part hit coming in very, very nicely to kill off the goblins. So you saw the chest drop was in the way, introducing us to the new menu, which is a kind of like pseudo ring menu from previous Mana games, but it works a little bit differently. So once again, we have to save Couch, Fuji, from the evil mushrooms, as Hassim unfortunately is struck down by them. So one of the great things about this is obviously you can see the text is super quick. It has been completely retranslated from the original Game Boy, thankfully, but it can scroll a lot quicker, and also all the things that you can see, if you look around on the HUD, on the top right is a little speech bubble. This is the ask command. So rather than going into a menu, selecting it, you can actually just press the button and immediately get the regen effect from Fuji immediately, which is very, very nice and quick, which speeds up the pace of the game for sure. Currently, though, Troll just making good use of that movement to get around all of these enemies. And you can see that the actual like topography or the geography of the actual game is so very, very similar to the original. It's lovely to see it be so like one-to-one. There's like some small changes here and there in terms of geography, but it's just amazing how it looks exactly. You know, it's just it's great. Okay. So once again, speak to Bogard 3 times, and he notices that the pendant of mana is on Couch's chest. And he tells us to take the mattock and go to the holy city of Wendell, which is over to the east. So our adventure begins fully. So a big thing to note, and we'll see this as we go along. Quick heal there as well, just to make sure we're safe. Big thing to note is that we do have on the top right-hand side of the HUD, we've got the 3 quick slots, which allow us to like basically have items just ready to go, and you can basically hotkey them either by touching the screen, or you can press, I think, R1, and then also press a button assigned to it, so you can have a quick access to items, which is very, very nice when you have like multiple items on the go.
Oh man, these imps are really coming out. They're like the most dangerous enemy in this section, because they deal 5 damage to you.
One thing I was discussing as well with Troll yesterday was just how true to the game, the enemies will spawn literally on top of you whenever you get to a brand new screen. So when you get to the more dangerous areas, you really need to be kind of like reacting fast when you get to a new screen and having to avoid the enemies. But imps are definitely an early contender for annoyance.
Okay, I think I can keep my stamina bar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, so again, the stamina bar, just like previous versions, does have the ability to, not only it works as a damage multiplier, so at base you deal 1 times damage when the gauge is low, and it builds up to 2 times damage at maximum. But it also gives you a special ability. We'll talk about that a bit more when it becomes relevant, as we're going to be using it quite a lot throughout the game. The special attacks are very, very good in this, and yeah, it's nice to see. But we want to keep hold of this. As you may have noticed, like we haven't gone up, any levels. We haven't been doing too much slaying of enemies just yet. Oof.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. The classic noises of poison.
Yeah, Fuji will hold this over. Or Couch, rather.
Yeah. So once again, we're told just to go in. We can't go. Just go stay in the west side room, and we'll have a quick chat. And these screens do go a lot faster, as you can see. Just the ability just to tap if the touchscreen decides to work. There we go. You can get through that really, really, really nice and quickly. So Couch says you might want to try reading this book. It might help. And it's the Book of Cure. And overnight, Couch gets taken by a mystery person that we don't know. And Set Zero's job is now to save the Mana Maiden. And off we go. Luckily, she gave us the cure magic, so we can cure ourselves without her around. Fancy. So again, Troll's been holding on to this stamina gauge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nice.
Luckily they dispersed. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so this is what we mean when enemies can spawn like on you. What's good about this game is that it does have quick saving, so we're always quick saving whenever we go through new screens. So here's where we want to use our first special. So this is why we like the spin attack in Adventures of Mana specifically. If you've ever played the original, you may remember it's a bit rubbish, but it's so good in this move. You can see multiple hits coming out, and you're very, very safe whilst doing it because of the large range that it has. So we hold on to that so we can do a spin attack immediately to get rid of these lizard men. And it's nice actually because in the original version of this game, they actually made some nice quality of life changes. Quick menu here to get your keys and the silver key ready so we can get through all the doors we need to. But yeah, so they made some quality of life changes. Originally when you struck the enemies, they only glowed white, but they added a red flash when it was the killing blow, so you know an enemy died. Which is very, very helpful when you're trying to like get through enemies and then go on when you've taken them down. Bosh.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah, nice.
Should give me the next level.
Yeah, the damage is huge in this game. So if you've seen any speedruns of the original, you'll know that we had to have access to a helmet glitch. That's not in this game. So the mechanics are very, very helpful for helping us defeat enemies, but taking hits is really, really dangerous because, as you saw, I think it was 14 damage from a single hit. That's pretty scary. And obviously for speed, I don't think Troll's going to be grabbing too much stamina levels or monk levels as they were known in this game. They changed the level up from power, stamina, wisdom, will to, I think, knight, monk, or is it fighter, monk, sage, and
it's warrior, monk, sage, and mage.
And mage, yes. There we go. Wonderful. So those stabs, you can see the 3-part combo really coming through to take down the land leeches, and the experience is huge. And also having loads more enemies spawn on the map really helps the experience gain at the beginning of this game. So whilst we didn't grab many levels at the start, we should be hitting like level 6, 7 by the end of this first area, just because there's so much to take down. Bosh. The range on that move as well is huge in this, which is lovely. So we have to have the sickle, and as you saw, the game kind of like taught us by doing. You know, we're stuck in this area, we can't get out. Equip the sickle, and you can cut down those leaves and continue your journey. Okay. But as you can see, as you're getting stronger, because we're building pure power levels right now, our strength is going up by 2 every single time. So every level is actually really, really good and helps like the destruction of enemies quite strongly. There's the warrior levels coming up.
Yeah, this is good. Level 5 here. This means with a few land leeches cooperating, we should have level 6 by Hydra.
I think this is one of those things as well to really, really kind of like, you'll start seeing the differences and the patterns and like what's really, really strong about this version. You know, well, like Mattock's in there, very nice. So keep an eye on those because they're very important now. But again, that'll be a bit more relevant later on. It should be noted as well that we actually use the red mage. Text scrolling in this is so fast, obviously because of like the instant transition of text boxes, as you saw with the mashing on the touchpad from Troll. So if we don't really need to worry, he like auto joins. Excuse me. Sometimes you try to avoid him, but in this game he just joins you, so it's nice and fast. Bosh, bosh. Yeah, the movement and pace of this game is kind of kept very, very consistent as well to the space and size of this game and the way they kind of like change the overall layout, even though they keep the shape the same, but the speed and size is comparatively built as well, so it's very, very nice. So there's level 6, and if I believe correctly, we're going to try and not do any more attacking now until we get to the boss, so we're going to slowly let our stamina gauge charge up at this point, so that we can go into the boss of this first area with a full gauge.
We have time for a donation or two?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have $50 from Set Zeromus with no comment, but may or may not be our final boss in Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer race this week. And $25 from Anonymous. Couldn't make it to the event this year, but that just means more money to donate this week. Thank you very much, Anonymous.
Okay, so this is our first boss, Hydra. Now there are a couple of strats that we can employ. So we're going to go for the spin attack to try and get as many hits here as we can. Swap over to the sickle and let him throw out attacks. Now we're going to be trying to like time it so we get a swing round which hits a fireball and hits his head as well. And the man actually helping out, very good. There's the hits coming round. So far so good right now. This is very, very nice. He gets a hit on both of the heads and the body as well. Very nice. Goes to the heal as well.
Should be dead in a few more hits. There he goes.
There it is. Good start. Very nice. So yeah, I mean, because of the space and the way that they build this game as well, like the enemies are a little bit more dynamic in the way that they can fight you and attack you. You can see he like would dive in, and you can see the Hydra's heads like biting around to try and catch you. The hitboxes are kind of scary, and Troll is obviously going to be in as good a position as he can to always stay outside of those, whilst being within the range to always maximize damage output. Excuse me, and that's kind of like where the speed of this really comes in, is being able to be as aggressive as possible without sacrificing your life for it. So here's another difference as well, because of the general speed of the beginning of the game and how the pace of the game works overall. Instead of grabbing the axe as we go in, Troll goes through the beginning, defeats the first boss with with the sickle, comes back to this point, and then grabs the axe that we need to continue, and then stocks up on a ton of Mattox. This will be a key part of the run as we go, because Mattox are very, very helpful, and yeah, they're good. For multiple reasons. Like, mostly you'll be using them to like advance through the areas, knocking down walls, breaking the rocks, as you've seen so far in the game, but they have more use in this as well. Nice. So Moon Mirror equipped, we have the broad axe as well, and keys and Mattox. So again, what you might notice as well, is you'll probably see this coming up soon, is when you run out of a stack. So a stack of Mattox is 7 uses, and there's 4 keys per stack as well. Every time you finish off a key ring or finish off a stack of Mattox, the game auto re-equips a new set to the slot, so you don't ever have to re-menu, which is very, very helpful. Nice. Good quick kill there as well.
We've got $5 from Devonathan. Bowie! Fantasy Star Friend here. PHRIEND.
Yep.
Thanks for supporting mental health and the speedrunning community. Donation goes to Bowie's Choice. Be friend, not foe.
Thank you very much, Devo. That was very, very kind of you. Fantasy Star Friends. Okay, so these level ups are really important, especially when it comes to restoring both your HP and your MP. We seem to have... oh, there it is. I thought the music had gone out there, actually.
It happens sometimes.
So mice, I'm pretty sure Troll will back me up when I say this, are one of the most dangerous enemies in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
No matter where you meet them, they can dash at you and cause poison, and poison is a percentage damage, or like it has a certain amount of ticks of damage based on how much HP you have, so they're always going to be an issue, always. Just hopefully you can one-shot them like that. Great.
Oh, hello, Blood Owls.
There's so many of them.
Me at the door.
Yeah, they can just spawn anywhere. There's so many of them, though. Look at this. My word. I wish. So yeah, Blood Owls, they drop crystals, and crystals will instantly fill the stamina gauge on the bottom, which, again, if you're looking for damage, really, really good to get like a quick, either a spin attack out if you need to quickly throw one out, but also if you need to get through certain areas in certain ways, you can utilize the special things for that. And again, that does have a use, and we'll see that a bit later on.
Well, they drop crystals on a good day.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. So far, so unlucky.
I'll just tell him I will be right there.
There it is. No, he's not called Pun-Arm Dying for nothing. So one thing to note as well, which I think is a boon for Adventures of Mana. Again, I would say if you haven't already picked up this game, do get it, because it's brilliant. And yeah. So you can see there that you can actually run behind those statues. This is whoa, there's so many else. So there are more ways to get around obstacles. So because like in previous versions, it's been like they're 2 tiles high, but you can't get behind them. There's actually new ways of moving around the areas, which have been very interesting to see how strats and movement specifically has developed when this version came out. Because I myself, when I came to play this game, having played the original, I approached it in a very, very from the original way. And then Troll, who when he was approaching it, came in very, very fresh, and it was very, very exciting to see like how, someone who hadn't maybe played the original as much really approached everything about this game, which I think has been really, really good to see from Troll's perspective for sure. It's definitely helped me as well.
And related to that, we have $100 from Jason LaRose. I had no idea Adventures of Mana was a remake of Final Fantasy Adventure. So glad the classic music incentive won. Donation goes to Bowie's Choice because of his RPG Limit Break 2017 run. Less than 3.
Okay. So we saved Fuji again. That'll be a recurring theme. Couch, sorry, we saved the couch again. Recurring theme. So, yeah, she got captured by the Lord of the Manor, and Troll valiantly controlling set 0 went to go save her. And we're going to try to escape. So we got a bit of a walk back. So if we have any more donations, now would be a good time to read some more out if you have some. Or if you have anything you'd like to plug, Dine?
Yeah, do want to say that RPG Limit Break 2019 proudly supports the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI. To get involved in the fight against mental illness and the stigmas it can bring, reach out to NAMI via their state organizations or on Facebook, where they can be found as NAMI on Instagram and Twitter as @NAMICommunicates, or check out their Tumblr blog, notalone.nami.org. It's not the weakness to need help. Reach out if you think you need help.
Oh, nice.
Oh god, zombie.
So yeah, there's a contingency plan that that Troll can run with if he feels up. Basically, it depends on how you're feeling on the day. You can also throw out fire spells, because we did get our first offensive spell. The zombies, if they can get in the way, sometimes they stack up in corridors and it's a nightmare. So I think it's nice to have multiple approaches to the same scenario. Thankfully with Fuji, you can just pretty much just face tank this stuff, just run through and hope you'll be fine.
Just like that.
Yeah. Thank you very much for proving the point. Yeah.
And as you escape the manor, just try to tell the master, or catch us if you can.
Must have swung accidentally.
Yeah.
The stamina's empty. So I'll just spin in circles here until it builds up.
This is a cool strat. Let's go, Troll. Okay, so. Nice.
Oh, got away from me there.
Big hit. That should be all right though. So what's nice about this is, as you saw, he opened some distance at the very start. 2 hits. Here we go.
I'm gonna get hit.
Yep. Tricky. Yeah. Unfortunate positioning from the bats there. So again, Troll's doing a really good job of utilizing the spin's capabilities. He's going into the corner on the top right-hand side. This baits Ket into jumping over, and what he does is he uses a spin attack, moves out of the way just as he's landing, and gets multiple hits as Ket returns to his original position. And then he maximizes the hit output in this point, which should leave, I believe, 5 or 6 hits from the chain whip to finish it up afterwards. Thankfully, we can tank 1 hit there, and then off we go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not 2.
So it's one of those things that Ket will either, depending on how many hits you get off the spin, correct me if I'm wrong here, Troll, that if you underhit him once or twice, he won't go for the bats, he'll go for double strike. I'm not sure if that's true.
I'm not really sure with this boss.
Okay. But at least the start is consistent. He will always jump at the start to get into you, and then you just go hell for leather. There's a strike. Okay.
Okay, this is good.
Much better. A few hits. Gets great movement. Baits the strike. Oof, just got away. Should be the last hit coming up now. There it is, yeah.
3rd time's a charm.
But you can see how dangerous this is. Again, I did mention earlier that Final Fantasy Adventure, I don't want to obviously focus too much on that because this is, its own game, but the helmet glitch really trivializes a lot of these fights, and I think going into this, it's really, really important to see just how strong these enemies can be. And it's very, very important when playing this game specifically, and especially when Troll's been working on this game, finding the best strategies to keep himself safe and be as aggressive as possible in the face of that danger.
We've got $15 from Mint. This game may give me an excuse to break out my Vita. Loved Final Fantasy Adventure as a kid, money to runner's choice. And $10 from Chibi Scala. Hi Bowie, hi McTroll, good luck with the run. Thank you for your generous support.
Troll. Trolling Troll, how dare you? That's his job. So So when you first played this game, Troll, did you stick to the remix music, or did you try out the original back in the day?
Actually stuck to the remix music. I really didn't even know you could switch the soundtrack until I pressed that little musical note.
Yeah, I think the remix soundtrack is really, really good. It's nice to hear the classic, because like it's one of those things where like for a Game Boy soundtrack, really solid. But all of the remakes that they did, obviously, because right now Seiken is kind of like, in 2016 this came out, then there was the remake for Secret of Mana HD in 2018. So there was kind of like a nice trend of bringing these games back and kind of like revamping them in multiple ways, and yeah, it was just kind of like nice to hear all of those classic tunes in a modern way. So if you haven't listened to the soundtrack of this game on this version, do listen to it, because it's absolutely stellar. Okay, so narratively, we made our way to Wendell. This is Kibba, the bishop who we're told to go and see. By Fuji stepping onto the plate, she sees a vision of the previous Maiden of Mana, which is her mother, it turns out. At this point, the Red Mage appears, and he's all, "Oh, to take you to safety, come with me, come." And she's like, "Right, yeah, sure, random man, I'll go with you and not stick with the hero who's been protecting me for the last 20 minutes." Of course, as you would. And he's going to reveal himself as Lagman. No. Julius, the attendant to Dark Lord. And he's very good at disguising. There's loads of little like things like that I loved, where they just kind of go for like the falling, then like one frame immediately like completely different position. It's kind of like reminiscent, which I think is great. Okay, so we leave Wendell and we get a spell, Heal, which will, I can't actually remember if it's still called Heal in this, or if it's called Asuna.
Yes, it's still called Heal.
It's still Heal. Okay. Yeah, so it basically, crikey, O'Reilly.
Oh, man.
It heals any status ailment you get. There's one that you can't heal because you can't do anything in that status ailment. Everyone's favorite status ailment from this game. If we do see it, then amazing, but the enemies that cause it will probably one-shot you, I think, at any point in this game. So, anyway. This is a very important part. So these crabs have the chance to drop Bacchus wine, which is very good.
We have $100 from D-Train. As a father of an awesome kid who is burdened with a mental illness, I appreciate all you guys are doing. Thank you very much for your donation, D-Train. And just got to remember, we're all awesome.
Thank you very much indeed for the kind donation. So this is a big menu coming up, right, Rob?
Yes. Well, kind of big.
Kind of big. So yeah, get rid of the candy, get rid of the silver key. We don't need those. They're taking up space. Most importantly here, the most important thing we need to do is grab the oil, or rust be gone, as it's called in this, and a few more Mattox and keys, I believe. Mostly Mattox. As you can see, they're going to be very, very helpful. So the Bacchus wine that we were talking about is very, very helpful indeed. That increases our attack by 15 for 12 seconds. So it's a bit more, there's a lot more enemies. Well, brilliant.
Nice.
There we go. Yesterday, Troll was doing a practice run yesterday and got 4, which is perfect too.
This is also perfect.
Yeah. 2 is the minimum amount that is I guess required, really. Anything else on top of that is just gravy, and there are locations that if you use them, it might speed up boss fights. So keep an eye out for those. But generally, we need 2 to continue. Specifically, certain boss fights they're used on to take away like whole rotations of attack. So Bacchus wine is important for that. And it does work properly in this version, which is great. If you use it for 15 seconds, you have 12 more attack power. But for 12 more seconds, you have 15 more attack power, please. And again, like, there's no saving that's going on, because it's all, I think it's an autosave for like most screen transitions. In dungeons, I think it's a bit more spread out, which is helpful.
We have $25 from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you very much. Up next, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, run by Vaxherd. There's currently a bid war for the voice language, with Japanese winning at $260 and English at $35.54. And to select Mithra's costume, currently her Smash Brothers Ultimate costume is winning with $220. Her normal costume, $5.
Good choice. So yeah, we've gone down to the bottom of the silver mines here. All the forbidden mines, as they're called in this. We're looking for silver. If there was a little bit more, I think you're kind of like ideally meant to have a little look around and find that there's a cave that won't let you in unless you wear silver items or have some kind of silver equipment. Then you find out that Watt's gone to this cave and find Watt. I think that's at least the intended pathway. I might be wrong. It's been a while. But we bump into Watt, and he's all hello, and helps you axe down spiders. That's a spider, by the way.
It's a very cute, cuddly spider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're fleas, which are not as cute as cuddly, but still. But yeah, so Watt will help us. He's actually got a really interesting and pretty cool ask command. If you ask Watt, he opens a shop for you, and you can buy your first instance of buying high potions, which is pretty helpful, actually, if you need them. But we're just going to keep going. Bosh.
And if Watt is a little spark character who ignores defense when you use him as a partner, you're playing the wrong game.
I'm not sure I got that one, but absolutely.
It's in the marathon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And what game would that be?
Paper Mario.
Oh, that's why, yeah. Okay. So here's our first usage of Bacchus's wine. This fight took a while to figure out, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There's if we're talking about like big hitboxes, this is the head honcho of big hitboxes. We're going to be fighting Megapede again, charging up the gauge as we go into the fight, and when it's full, saving. That's an auto save point. Use the Bacchus wine on the vine and then enter the fight. So Megapede is beastie, and I think at this HP it's one shot, so we need to be very, very precise. Let's go.
That is the wrong weapon.
Yeah, I'd just say reset that one.
Okay, take two.
You can see, like, he wasn't really too far away from the hitbox. Oh, well, he was quite far away from the hitbox, but Megapede's, like, balls are just, like, a bit bigger than they actually seem. It's not on contact, but there's a little bit of space in between there. I don't know if you can clarify this one. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. But if attacking Sumo's hurt box increases in size, I'm not sure if you know that or not. It might be. I just thought of it. I'm not sure. I haven't even looked into it. Nice. There's the hit. So yeah, using the retraction to get those hits specifically, just because it's a bit better spacing. Okay, nice. So survived that one. You can see he takes up much more space here. So.
Oh, what?
Helping for a change. Which is a little bit too much on that side as he came round. It's a tricky fight.
Yeah, a bit too close there.
Now, while you get back in, we have a couple more quick donations. $10 from Theronia. This game looks really fun. Thank you for the run and great commentary at Smelly and Bowie. And thanks to Marikaze for the gifted sub. What a wonderful event. Let's all have a successful week.
I like how Watt positions himself in the center, just as far away as possible from the boss. Okay.
And ideally it's 4 hits per cycle here. Yeah. I just want to get him when he's going down.
Nice. Much better. There we go. Precision is very important and very, very key in these kind of fights, just because of how dangerous the bosses are. It's actually not. It's not silver, is it? It's mithril in this. Yeah. Translation differences. So with the mithril in hand, we can head back to the dwarven cave, chasing after the lovely Watt. and he will be able to forge one of 3 items for us: Mithril Sword, Mithril Armor, or the Mithril Shield. Yeah, shield. Helmet's a bit later. Again, this is a very, very stark difference, and I'm going to bring this up because of, again, the mechanics are so special here. In the original, we wouldn't get sword; we'd just get the armor. However, Troll here is going to be going for the. This is a new version of this song, I just realized.
Yeah, it was unused in the original game.
No, I didn't actually know. I haven't played to this. I haven't played to this screen with the original music on this version of the game. Interesting. So we grabbed the Mithril Sword, which is really, really helpful because you don't have to like sit, because there's a lot of re-equipping that we need to do in the coming moments, and because of the speed of the quick swap that you can see, they're just pressing the buttons and they're getting the immediate quick swap. It means that we can utilize the Silver Sword, Mithril Sword, quite a lot. The special property of this is that it hits magical enemies, or enemies that can only be damaged by magical attacks, who are otherwise immune to physical. Because of that property of the Mithril Sword, it's going to make everything from this point on be a lot easier using the sword, not so we don't have to worry about our defense. Bosh. Invisible buttons, they're still there.
$5 from the gray-bearded gamer, who I may think is Gandalf. Great to see McTroll and Bowie together here. Have fun, guys.
Thank you.
Spider really wanted to get me. Just like right on the stairs.
Sometimes they just know. They just know. Is this a marathon run? Excellent. Right there. There we go.
I should probably just be proactive here.
Again, we're going to leave the cave now, and Bogard is going to appear, and he looks amazing. By the way, I should just say that all of the artwork for the most recent ones were done by an artist called Hakan, who did all of the new Mana stuff, which is an amazing artist. Go and check out Hakan; they're brilliant. But yeah, the aesthetics of this game just suit so perfectly, like the aesthetic of Mana that I've always kind of had in my head. If you see the original artwork for FFA and Sword of Mana and things like Secret of Mana, and you just see the way that Hakan has brought the visuals to life in the HD, it's just sublime. Those hedgehogs, the little Sonic the Hedgehogs there, are very, very powerful. So again, in the crystals, we managed to grab one of those. This is perhaps the most important one, because this is the point where our gauge increases the slowest. So being able to use one here, Bosch gives us full stamina, full gauge, oof, cheeky.
And a cloud.
And a cloud. You can't reach that pole. It's one tile too far away unless you have a full gauge, which means that it goes one tile further. So you can get to that one, and that's why we need that particular item.
Those guys are going wild.
We have $100 from Tyler the driver. We have a great marathon ahead of us. Let's do some good. Good luck, Smelly.
Thanks, Tyler.
This sound. Memories. So again, if I'm not mistaken here, Troll is going to be making sure to hold on to this stamina gauge as much as possible, because there are going to be areas where we're going to need to utilize it to just deal quick damage nice and fast, and get through any areas where enemies do overlap with us. Like the most annoying ones are these little ice spies. They're very, very powerful. They can just spawn in really annoying areas sometimes. This is a really, really important one as well, yeah, the ghosts. Again, the Mithril Sword makes it so nice to get through, and you can see how tanky they are, man. Silly.
Now that we're on the flying ship, has it begun his bow guarding process?
Yeah.
$5 from Zawa113. Happy to see some love for the Vita. Good luck on all the runs, and I'm sure I'll donate more later on. Thank you, Zawa, and we'll look forward to it. And $25 from Drells. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing here. As a teacher who has dealt with depression my entire life, events like this really lift my soul. Keep up the great work. Wish I could watch more. Fortunately, Drells, all of the videos will be uploaded to the RPG Limit Break YouTube channel after the marathon, and in some cases even during the marathon, so you'll be able to watch at your leisure.
those keys out. Yeah, but one thing you'll see is that, Troll knows exactly when to stop gaining levels and when to just kind of focus on progression. So it's one of those things that is kind of combining, very offensive like combat, whilst also then trying to like move very aggressively as well where possible. And it gets a little bit easier because we're going to be coming up to a very interesting part of the game, I think. And again, another reason why the mechanics in this game specifically are so suited to this part of the game. And this is perhaps like the biggest, at least leveling diversion between the two. And I think this is very, very important for how this game in particular works. And I believe that for the first time I saw this actual approach was, I remember watching Troll play this game like early on, and kind of just seeing this approach. I was like, oh man, that's actually really. It's one of those things that I didn't think about it, then I saw it happening, and I was like, the mechanics make so much sense for why it happens in this way. And I know that might sound a bit vague, but you'll see what I mean as we approach this moment.
Surprised he didn't hit me. Well, yeah, the cloud certainly made up for that. Don't worry, we've got you. Got you covered.
You think you got away with it?
If that cloud hits you with a limit break, you're playing the wrong game.
Okay. Oh, you cheeky beggar.
Okay, that's not quite the right spot. Let's go ahead and get reset here.
Okay.
That should be a bit better. Okay, that's perfect.
Okay. So, what's happening here? Hashtag grinding. So the wolves are worth 50 experience each. So we're just going to walk left and right on this perfect tile here. Just using the D-pad to move perfectly left and right. Swipe twice with the axe because they're weak against axe type slashes, and just gain experience for days. And gain a bunch of warrior levels. So we're going to be getting up to level 20.
Yes.
Yep. It used to be 22, but Troll was like, no, let's go in.
Yeah, just waste time.
I believe there's going to be pure power with 1 level up in Monk, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes, that kind of helps regulate a boss a little later on, so he doesn't go crazy.
But yeah, again, this is not possible. This is like the width and size of the swipe from the axe is why this is doable. The fact that it's just quick 1-2 gone in and out, and then you can reset the way that this works is what's very, very interesting about this, and why it's so good to power level here. Yeah, that's that basically. It does mean that leveling's a bit more scarce as we go forward, and the caveat to this is that obviously if you're getting hit quite a bit here and there, potentially like in a hypothetical scenario, taking a few hits, if you're a lower level, you're getting, and the experience kind of ramps up as we go from the next dungeon to like the next couple of dungeons forward. You start to gain levels a lot quicker. That's not going to happen so often. So levels are going to be a bit more spread out, which means that like specifically taking damage here and there might be a bit trickier. But we're almost there now. One more level.
Well, during that, I want to show some love for our community artists, Carrie Fry, who designed the RPG Limit Break logo, and Mega Weasel, who is responsible for some of the emotes that you gain access to by subscribing to the channel. All revenue from subs and the ads we run will help us run future RPG LB marathons, but fret not. 100% of all donations go straight to Nami.
Very much indeed. A small caveat as well to the way that the game works in this one is that whenever you screen transition, the stamina gauge still builds up, which is very, very helpful here because as you get to the higher levels, the gauge increases enough during the screen transition to get a one-shot on those wolves, which speeds up the grind even more as we approach the end of it.
So another thing Julius is really good at is throwing tracking fireballs every time he sees Sumo. And knocking him really high into the air.
That is a strange thing that he was just kind of like always launches Sumo every single time. I think in increasing distances as well. He just keeps going further and further.
Enjoy the next dungeon. Takes It really takes a man to go in after that.
It's true. Every time, dude. The dancing shopkeepers, a mana classic. So again, restocking up on Mattox here wherever possible. This is where there's going to be you'll see why. You'll see why. It's again when I first saw Troll do this, I was like, man, that makes so much more sense. I wish I thought of it. So here's a big difference. I know Troll's going to I think this is the one time Troll would really have preferred the remix music.
Why would I? It's almost time for my favorite song in the world.
So there's a small difference. The bridge is out. Normally you'd go west to the desert, but the bridge is out. How are we going to remedy this? By going on a fetch quest, of course. Full inventory.
Oh.
Mate, please. Look at this guy. He's just...
Jeez.
If in doubt, spin it out.
So it's really bad to fight enemies on a ramp.
Oh yeah. The height detection is strange in this. So it may be a mana game, but it obviously was called Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden, so of course we've got to have a Final Fantasy mascot in there. Oh.
Hashtag Choco Nuzzle.
Just me.
Here we go.
So we have the Chocobo. Very, very fast movement, as you can see, adorable as all hell, and immune to every type of damage. You can just run through everything, which is lovely. It's great. So the Chocobo actually helps us cross the bridge, because the bridge is out, but Chocobo can jump. Sumo can't do that. Sumo only goes in the air when he gets fired into the air by magical bullets. But
if only Julius was here.
yeah, come on, man. Wonderful thing as well about this is that they re-added collision detection to Chocobo. So whenever you're on her, whenever you're riding her, you can still touch the buttons there, where normally you'd have to get off of Chocobos in order to solve that puzzle. I believe that puzzle is better explained in this game, because I remember like loads of people who have ever played the original game or even played this have always been like, that was the solution? Because like, I don't know, it just never was clear.
And if the dungeon is called Shifting Sand Land, you're playing the wrong game.
Oh,
Ooh, cheeky.
thanks Shadow Zero.
Yeah, these guys have always been a problem. These guys are so strong that there is no point in the run where they deal 1 damage to you, regardless of how many levels you go up or what armor you grab. It's silly. They are just redonkulously strong.
Yeah, it's basically always one shot. They have so much XP.
And I believe we will try and, Troll will be trying to grab as many as he can, as long as they're, all right to hit, because they drop ethers at times. And ethers are a nice remedy for when if we need to have an MP and don't have a level up primed, especially with the higher level going into this part of the game and beyond. Because there are loads of puzzles here and there that require magic, so... I love the spin attack.
Should be getting a level up pretty soon.
I will say that Troll is playing a lot more ballsy than I would. Like, if I saw 7 HP in thing, I was just no. Oh man.
Quick update on the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torn of the Golden Country bid war. Japanese is still ahead with $285, and English is kind of climbing back up to $55.
Go on, son.
And the Mithra's Smash Brothers Ultimate Costume is still way ahead with $220. Normal costume, still a $5.
So Troll's coming up to... I want to say one of my favorite bits, not because it's like a really exciting bit, but just because it's cute, I guess. If there's one thing Mana does well, it's snowmen. Now bear with me, you'll see what I mean. And nothing like a good Mana snowman. Isn't it adorable? So buttons there are two types of buttons. There's like buttons that you can press specifically, and then there's these ones which you need to be held down by by something heavy. So chests work, but also snowmen. So the game again is showing you this is a snowman. You put it on the button, and the door opens. You just got ice magic. What are you gonna do with it, bro? You frosty your opponents and use it to open buttons. Open buttons? Press down buttons and open doors, which will be a common theme as we approach late game.
Okay, I guess we're waiting now. Just wanted to get in my way.
Indeed. So you can see that a lot of these setups for these boss fights require a full gauge because of the strength of spin attack. It's okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's
not going to be too bad.
Yeah.
Just got a little too close.
Nice. Nice finish. So there was a setup that Troll does there, which is very, very nice, where he'll wait for Medusa. She has a bunch of things she can do, but he basically moves towards her and then kind of forces her to move around the edge of the wall, and she'll kind of like prime her head and swing it. She's going to start throwing the snakes, then uses this timing, the beginning of the head wind up, to then go, right, I need to spin and attack and go round, and you can keep that one going. Unfortunately, in the fight, Amanda was bitten by Medusa, and I think this is, yeah, one who is bitten by Medusa turns to Medusa. I know it's a zombie thing generally, but for now, that's how this works. Unfortunately, Amanda must be defeated in order to continue. So she was in there to get the tears of Medusa because her brother is being held by a local bad guy, let's say. His name's Davius. He's hanging out over here in Jad, and he captured her brother, turned him into a parrot. And so she needed to get the Medusa's tears to uncurse him. So she became a Medusa, and we used her tears by slaying her to be able to save Lester. Sacrifices in the name of good.
We have $1 from Doc Cobran. Wow, Troll, you were really wolfing down all that experience.
You can tell Dime really enjoyed that, by the way. That was the most menacing laugh I've ever heard in my life.
The mic will peak if I do my Kefka laugh, so I'll spare you guys that one.
So yeah, we slide the Medusa's tears, which are tears of blood, I might add, down the parrot's throat, and it becomes Lester.
This is probably my favorite Ask ability.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So, yeah, I don't want to listen to this. So, we'll just go back to the overworld music.
Completely cosmetic, it's great.
Well,
Something any Lester man couldn't do.
Yeah. So, the gargoyles will be struck, I believe. Yeah, just the gargoyles and not the fireballs. Because the gargoyles can drop... Ooh, crikey.
hello.
Nice dash, bro.
Yeah, I think they have the exact same AI as the rats.
Mm.
It will frequently turn right around on you.
Yeah. But they drop ethers. Oh no, crystals, isn't it? It's crystals.
Yes, crystals.
I haven't defeated a gargoyle for about 3 years, so I can't remember what they drop. We're gonna need to strike down these Vivies. They are very powerful as well, and so the spin attack really helps to get through that.
We have $10 from the Axe Man. Loving this remake, especially the axe swinging. We're on to you, Gimli.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was such a horrible spawn.
That was pretty bad.
Things you get used to, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I waited there.
That's what I've always liked about this game, like in all its variations. Is like it always keeps you on your toes. It's like, yeah, I don't know. The fact that like, enemies can spawn indoors is incredibly rude, but you know, it's part of its charm, right? It's not a good one yet.
We have $10 from dshmoo619, donating for a childhood favorite. FF Adventure was one of my most replayed original Game Boy titles. Shout out to Bowie, looking forward to Shadow Hearts Covenant's Disc 2, fingers crossed. And Shadow Hearts will be coming up late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Look forward to it.
What is sleep? This has been so far, I mean, outside of like 1 or 2 moments, a very clean Davius manner. Again, it's one of the, like the new mechanics that make it so much easier. Like having the mithril sword is an absolute godsend for this part. And you can really see just Troll using it to aggressively move all the time. He's never on the back foot regardless of HP values.
There we go.
Nice. Timely as well as we come towards the end of this dungeon. But yeah, it's just really nice to see like how the mechanics can be used so aggressively and Troll be so confident in always pushing forward. Oh god. Oh man, that movement just scares me.
We have $50 from Jumi Wander with no comment, and another $50 from Tyler's dad with no comment. Thank you very much for your generous support.
I want to hear your best Magus musics, please, because Davius has one of the best tracks in the entire game. Again, this on the remix, the remastered version is mind-blowing, but I'll let Troll focus here.
Oh boy.
There's the timing, yeah. So using items gives you a little bit of iframes, so he waited until the balls were coming out and used that timing to get iframes through the fireballs coming out. I believe this should be it as well. There it is, nice finish. So 5 hits of the actual dash attack, but like 3 of the double hits is enough to finish him there. But yeah, the iframes on the item usage to kind of get through the danger there is very, very nice. So it turns out the reason there was no music in Jad earlier is because Leicester's the OST for this place. So I like to think that in every single RPG town there's just like a band just playing somewhere, like out with like windows open and just playing the music.
He was feeling quite jaded about it. Every face palm only makes me stronger, boy.
I know. I mean, I'm a fan of this. I'm just, you know, I'm the voice of the internet coming through for you, all right? Like, that's what it is. You just remember, guys, as he said in chat, you're making him stronger with every face palm. So keep doing it. Oh, I want to hear more. I've always loved this. I don't know why. This is why he's McTroll. He's no reason to murder that poor wolf, but he angles it so he like he catches the tree and just takes one out as well. So brutal. Oh man. Okay. Wait here, girl. So we leave Chocobo behind. This is actually. I think this is a really interesting thing because I think as a kid I was kind of like, you leave the Chocobo behind here. We don't like get her back at this point. We just leave her. So don't worry, I'm a hero. We got this.
$20 from Anonymous. Good luck, Smelly. We're all counting on you. And $10 from Siren Ari. I have to donate if they're Chocobos. Good luck, Troll. Thanks for the great speedrun.
Okay, that turned out to be a good pattern.
I just like how he appeared through the HUD and like the reaction time to see him. Okay, so yeah, we're going to use a spin attack, hold on the left-hand side to force out this ground pound, which allows me to get Troll to get a few more hits. But oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to pull back there.
I was going to say the giant enemy crab has no claws for alarm, but I may be corrected.
Just let it go, everyone. Just let it go. It's going to happen. So yeah, the Full Metal Hagger, as he's known in other Seiken games, There's the pullback, but allowing to get the right-hand side do the ground pound allows a few more hits, but reaching through and the large reach of that stab is enough.
And if the Hagger becomes the mayor of Metro City, you're playing the wrong game.
So this is where we're going to have a little ramp up in difficulty. I'm going to say 2 words. Some of you may recoil from hearing these. I know I will. Barnacle Jack. Big fan.
He was a pirate, wasn't he?
No. He is apparently a cute jumping spring that one-shots you and turns you into a Moogle. But yeah, pirate as well, I guess. But yeah, we're going to be going into the next area. Moles and apes are worth like 1 million experience in 2, so we're going to try and, you know, cull the numbers as much as possible.
Oh, jeez.
Close. Oh, God.
Really coming for me right now.
We have $100 from the code machine. After developing severe allergies that limit my abilities to socialize normally, I fell into deep depression. After getting the professional help I needed, I discovered the online gaming community. The gaming community kept me upbeat during treatment. After 7 years of allergy treatments, I feel that I can live a normal life now. I want to name FF2 character guy Sabin because Sabin speak beaver! Thank you very much, Code Machine, and yep, the gaming community is one of the best you'll meet.
Oh, wow.
Yep, he's still there.
I'll tell you what, fun fact, I didn't know that sleep worked on this area, so this is going to be really helpful for me. So those are the barnacle jacks, the cute dudes with like the eyes and springs and can somehow be suspended in air whilst asleep. Don't ask. They one-shot you pretty much, and they also have the ability to turn you into a Moogle. So we're going to grab some armor here. Very, very nice. So we actually have some defense for a change. Man, the menu's so clean, dude. I don't think we're going to get one shot now, but it'll still be a bit scary. They are very, very powerful enemies. Bosh. So yeah, the Barnacle Jacks, they also have a chance of dropping like money items. You can sell them for goodish money. I think they drop rubies or something. Money is not so much of an issue. We don't really need to buy anything major. And so shopping is like spread out enough that we can gain enough money as we need. Again, being able to just get past that tree because of the physics there. Sleep. Okay. And into the cave. Now, here's where we're going to have a massive deviation. I'm going to quickly get this out. Normally, you'd go up and then right and go through a massive maze to get the Morning Star. I'll explain why momentarily, but we're going to not do that. I'll let Troll focus for this because this is a tough fight, and he needs to count.
And if you could say that giant robot was mech-terminated, you're playing the wrong game.
So down goes the golem. The golem can only be hit by certain attacks, which have the breaking property here. So normally you go up and to the east, and then you fight the Cyclops and grab the Morning Star. Now the Morning Star in FFA does this. In this it goes, which, as you can probably guess, is a lot longer. So because it just takes so much time and it's just not as good as it is in FFA, and the fact that you can re-equip the Mattox as you go by just using them, buying like 40, I think we need to use 43, I think that was 38 actually though, was that 38? Or was that
it was 38.
Yeah, that was really quick, nice. you can basically defeat the golem with the Mattox instead, which is very, 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 very helpful. Oh, jeez.
If you kill any of those guys, can you say thanks for the experience?
You can. Most certainly you can. In fact, it's actually requested that you do. So yeah, that was the fact that you can defeat him with Mattox is really, really nice. We were mucking around yesterday actually because as I said, Troll got like 16 billion Bacchus wines. So we tried to actually see if it made it easier. But what was really interesting is that having a little bit more strength behind the Mattox at this point changes the AI behavior. So you may have noticed that with the Golem, he struck I think up to about 28, and then when he got to when he finished up to 32 strikes, the Golem went for 2 laser beams instead. At that point, we found that he actually went into like a frenzy like swiping mode, which actually added so much time to the run. So it's interesting how that particular fight is rooted in the way that it is to maximize the kill potential. Speaking of tough bosses and letting this fine gentleman concentrate, I'll shut up.
Yeah, this ought to be interesting.
12 HP and 1 MP. Good luck.
Yeah, I can't even heal.
Cute. Nice. Very nice. Okay.
Think I'm dead? No? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Missed-
really close.
Yeah. Just missed the double hit as well, but that should be okay because I think next time we should be good to go here. Just pinging in with the Mattox. There's the hit. Nice fight. Very, very good to do that without taking any damage. Chimera's got a really weird hitbox because we haven't really talked about the verticality much. I know that Troll earlier mentioned the idea that fighting enemies on slopes is really, really tricky because of the verticality of striking. So you can see every now and then he'd charge up and use the dash attack to get the hits when he swooped down in that kind of animation, and then just kind of like pinged him with the Mattock that you strike over, so you catch the feet. Striking with the Mattock resends him into it resets the AI basically to go into the next swoop, which allows him to prepare with his next dash attack to get the 2 hits in. And the timing and spacing on that dash attack is very important to hit on the foot, because he kind of swings down and up, then down and up. So getting the first stab when he's down and getting the second stab when he's down on the way back as well. So it's very, very clean timing.
And the boss loves a challenge. He likes to say, "Come here and fight me."
Who put this guy on host? Huh? Too quick. It was you, was it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't have 45. So, yeah, we're just going to die there.
It's all of you.
We'll pretend that never happened.
It's alright, man. No worries. So damage tiles, we haven't really talked too much about them just yet, but damage tiles are your level times 2 damage for spikes. There are 2 other types of damage tiles. I know them as stars, but they're like laser lines that you'll see in this between these particular types of items. So if you hit those, they're your level times 2.5. And then later on there's lava floors, and lava floors are your level times 3 damage. If I'm not mistaken, there's some hideous level combination where if you have full HP, lava will kill you. From full I don't know where. I think there's a particular level area around the mid to high 20s if you just go pure power. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. I can't remember, but ooh, crikey.
Yeah, this guy's gonna bother me. Luckily, we can get away from him.
He's got a bone to pick with you.
Absolutely. Now, we've been introduced to it before, but I think these enemies, the Dark Knights, are the first one that it's really quite obvious, where enemies have a shield in front of them. So you have to try to hit a certain way around them in order to deal damage. And it's very, very tricky as we go on. The next big thing about this game, and utilizing again the quick chain system and your sustainability in this game is about to come up. I love how good this screen is, by the way. I love that one. so much more like just easy, less stress. So again, we don't have the Morning Star. So the number of Mattox has been like very carefully routed out by Trolls, who knows exactly how many needs going in and out of every dungeon, because yours truly did a run and soft locked like in like the second or the third quarter of the game by completely underestimating my Mattox count.
And if the Morning Star is being wielded by a girl named Selfie, you're playing the wrong game.
So this is normally you go straight up, but here, because of there's a lot of them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, right, it's not too bad a position actually. Okay.
There goes the music. Sorry, guys.
No level up music for you. Yeah, we are gonna defeat these enemies and gain access to the blue sword. Yeah. Which A, looks amazing, and B, restores your health for every hit you deal. So if you needed Cure Magic before, you certainly don't need it now.
We got $25 from Deln. Hey RPGLB, good luck to McTroll on the run, and shout out to my fellow Moonbro on the couch.
Cheers, Del. Okay, so it's nice that we have a level up ready, or we have full MP, because our next screen is, I want to say hell? It can be nice sometimes, but sometimes it's hellish. We'll have to see. One night? No. So again, there are two pressure buttons here that we see. We need to have 2 knights specifically in the map to defeat. So we can frosty the pair of them. I mean, you can take the risk that you defeat a Dark Magus, and the Dark Magus drops a chest, but this is very nice.
Yeah, he's like right on the switch for me.
Very nice. Wow, all right, lads. Oh. Oh. Okay, we're good. That's a nice room. That's a really nice room.
And on the plus side, I believe the enemies don't thaw out. Is that correct?
They don't.
No, they don't.
I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
The enemies don't thaw out.
Oh, right. But we managed to get that nice and easy all the way through. So we're at the top of Glyve Castle now, and we're going to be fighting the next kind of like... This is basically like the halfway point of the game, and it's signified in a couple of ways. But yeah, this is like 50% really through the run. But we're going to be fighting Dark Lord, and again, get your Magus musics ready. Couch, go way outside. Ooh, he stopped the spin.
Yeah, this guy has like 1 billion iframes on like every attack. You generally don't want to be in front of him.
Yeah. So again, but you're going to be using the spin attack to get as much HP back as possible, first of all, and also get as many hits as possible too. Oh Jesus, he's powerful. He's a big boy.
Oh, I'm dead. Yeah.
Oh man. It's really interesting as well that the specifics about the way he fights is like, you know, he fights in a very similar way to you with a few differences, but I kind of like how they kind of created Stroud as a character going forward. So in just Final Fantasy Adventure, Dark Lord as the character didn't have an identity. Then in Sword of Mana, they kind of gave him this identity of Stroud, who is seen in other games. Troll is currently rooting Dawn of Mana, Seiken 4 for the PS2, and Stroud is again a recurring character in the series. And they kind of gave that identity to Dark Lord here as well, which is really, really nice.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. He got ya.
Yeah. Right on the edge.
I have $100 from Snowfire. Hey, does the Dark Lord have a family, friends, staff? Seems lonely in that castle with only his monsters. Good taste in battle music, though.
He has Julius.
Yeah. Julius is not, you know, he's not that bad a guy, is he? He's all right. That's a nice spin. That's a very nice spin.
That attack is ridiculous.
It's so quick, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Luckily, when he jumps at you, his body contact damage.
Oh, jeez.
He's really playing today, isn't he? Yeah, the body contact isn't so scary in this one, but his actual strikes, his sword is really, really powerful. And we don't really have the ability to kind of like, you know, just face tank him because he's just so much more stronger. And again, contact, like taking damage in this isn't as safe because iframes can be elongated in Final Fantasy Adventure. They can't in this as you see. So again, like the aggression kind of put out has to be a lot more measured. Ooh, straight through you, very nice. Good. Oh wow, iframes.
Yeah. So many iframes.
Hashtag death by iframes.
They're not your friends in this game for sure. It's definitely very, very tricky. And this is why setting up like the quick saves going into the battles with the gauge ready is very, very important. Just because it allows you to kind of get into the fight. If you had to sit here and wait with like that charge every single time, it would just make the beginning of the fight so much more annoying, I guess. Okay, this is nice though. There it is. Okay, there's a good fight. Nice. And there's Stroud. So things to note. Nice dark armor, showing he's a Dark Knight. Purple cape. It may not seem very relevant now, but give it a few minutes. But Sumo in his glorious red armor. There is we haven't really mentioned this, just because it wasn't a thing. We were kind of like, just kind of like, we missed it, unfortunately. There is a second costume for Sumo that we can get. That can be gained through a secret password, which is pretty sweet. I'll let you guys figure it out, but it's a sweet little costume. I prefer the red, to be fair, though. I'm not sure about you, Troll.
And of course, don't forget
I'd like to become a
Zero.
paladin.
Pardon, sorry?
I'd like to become a paladin.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Klinkra, Imra, Miriam, Tinqua. I was very impressed that they kept that magic spell the same, because like the entire game got like retranslated, and it's a lovely script now. But they kept the magic spell, that couch / food. There we go. Off we go. Off we go again. Yeah, they kept the magic spell that Fuji / couch casts to reverse the waterfall. Then we go into the second half of the game.
To note, that's not how waterfalls work in real life.
It does in the film Anaconda.
Good landing, nice and soft. So this is the Crystal Desert, and Setsuro can't move, but who's this adorable face? It's Chocobo. This is a really like harrowing scene as well, because like, oh, it's really sad, because not only is Sumo greatly injured, but Chocobo was greatly injured. I don't know. How Chocobo got here, I don't know. But you can see Chocobo trying to help here. This is a wonderful scene as well, actually. Like, this is a very, very lovely scene, because like there's this moment where Sumo is having to struggle with the fact that he's trying so hard, but he just keeps failing right now, and he just can't. He's questioning his role as, you know, as the Gemma Knight. How can I do this? Like, you're the Gemma Knight here. You have to be the one to save Fuji and save the world. And Bogart's just like had enough. Like, just get out. I can't deal with this right now. Get out. So like right now, like the identity of the hero that Sumo's having to struggle with is being tested at this point. And so we have a very, very lovely conversation with the lady just outside Bogart's. It's not his house, but it's Sarah's house. But Sarah, just outside here, you know, says to Sumo, as we're going to get through this menu just now, that you know, Bogart has been saying that this hero is coming, that there's a boy on his way to save the world, and I didn't believe him until we saw you. And even this Chocobo who brought you to safety believes in you. And you know, you're the only one who can do this. So stand, kind of thing. And Sumo, wanting to look after his trusty companion, hears explosions in a house, and we see what happens to Chocobo. And this massive head, question mark? equipped Chocobo with metallic feet and a breastplate. So, equipped with a brand new trusty steed. It doesn't happen very, very quickly, but you'll kind of see it. You can go back and speak to Bogard, but just check very, very quickly. We have a cape! Yay, we got a cape! That means we're a hero, right? Yeah. And off we go. So I think if you just leave, like, the cape just appears. I don't know why. I think you actually get it in the scene with Bogard, but the game just kind of, like, catches you up. But yeah, you're meant to go back. You're meant to. Massive bunny ears over that one. Go back to Bogard, and he's like, right, okay. You apologize to him for your outburst, and he's like, it's okay. I know it's tough, but we need to think forward. We need to, how can we save the world? So we want to go over to the ice plains. Nearby, there's a place called. Do you remember the name of the village?
Lorem.
Lorem. Yes. Yeah, Lorem Ma, I think was the sort of mana version. Yeah, Lorem. It's been frozen because of a beastie over in the ice cave, which we need to go and beat up and save Lorem. Because Kibba went there for some reason, but that's where we find him. And he'll be able to tell us where we can get the Blade of Evil's Bane type deal of the Excalibur. So we don't need the fire whip. We just need the blood sword, and yeah, we're just safe pretty much. And the music is amazing. Sorry, didn't want me to just catch my microphone there.
We'd just like to chime in and say RPGLB is proud to once again partner with the Yeti to bring you 8 amazing t-shirts and a hoodie that's now available, plus pins. Head over to theyeti.com/RPGLB to take a look at the designs, pick up the ones you want, and know that $4 from every t-shirt purchased will be donated to NAMI. Remember, Yeti is spelled Y-E-T-E-E, theyeti.com/RPGLB. And we are sitting at about $4,800, so we're counting on you guys. We can easily break 5,000 and maybe 6,000 by the end of this run.
So this is the ice cave, and as always, the ice physics are a bit weird. You don't slide in one direction, but they're more like conveyor belts. So they're going to work in an interesting way. They're not as breakable, so we have to respect the ice, the ice in this game. And enemies in here are very, very powerful. But again, because that's a really horrible position for that duck. The ducks here are also apparently really aggressive, apparently. But those ducks, man. You're in the morning, you open the windows to the outside, there's just ducks outside your door, just like quacking at you, like, jeez.
Oh, this is even better. Yeah, so ice caves is really dangerous, where a lot of times enemies will spawn right on the ice flows, right under the arch, near the screen transition, and you can't see them. You can just faintly hear them sliding around.
They're really going in.
Okay, I didn't even know he could do that, so that's nice.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I'm just about dead, so I should probably heal. And, this guy's going to land right on top of me, and I won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, the Mama Mapoto is hit really hard as well. You saw, I think it was like 67 down to like 15 HP. And then this is with upgraded armor as well.
We've got a $50 donation from A-Frame. Yo, good luck, Smelly.
Yeah, thanks, A-Frame. But yeah, the other thing about ice caves, there's barely anything you can hit in here. So you have to either dodge it or hit it with a Mattock to get it out of your path.
I did not know that direction existed. That might be better. Just trying to think that one out, actually. Okay.
Yeah, it saves about 3 screens if you go this way.
Huh. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Lucky Littles are just a duck. If it's like either any of the Ice Spies or like the snowmen, yeah, you're in for a bad time. Again, there's a very interesting thing that did remain between them is that you have two types of screen transitions. You've got this one, where it just goes bosh over, and then you've got this one, where it goes boo, boo. And those ones particularly, they will cancel any animation that's going on top of them. So you may have seen Smelly waited for a spin attack to keep himself safe whilst he was kind of crossing the ice, but he had to wait for the animation to finish by like cancelling it out by pressing the A button again to cancel the animation. But if he was to do it on those stairs, you can actually go onto the stairs with the animation and it just cancels it anyway. This is an interesting property. Not very helpful to know, but. That quick change is still very, very nice. A lot of quality of life changes that really make this really exciting. Like if you have like played previous versions and you were skeptical about getting this, the quality of life really like enhances the experience again. So do double dip, you cheeky lad. Nice, good, great timing on that to get the recoil from that just to kind of push back.
That's an update on our bid war for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country. The Japanese voice language bid war is still ahead with $285 to $55.54. Mithra's costume is still the Smash Bros. Ultimate costume at $220. Normal costume, still $5. And after Xenoblade, we have Phantom Brave run by Kobahi. We have a couple of donation incentives and bid wars for that to name the Merchant and the Fighter. Currently, the Fighter only has money towards it with the name of Chocobo.
Jeez. That was very, very lucky to just have the guy not actually have an active hitbox open upon getting onto that new screen. So that was a nice little moment there. But yeah, you can just see there's this mayhem of enemies just running around all over the shop. And it's super helpful that Bloodsword defeats these eyes.
Okay, this is the worst screen. Okay, well, we're clear, so it doesn't matter.
I'd throw in an eye pun, but they're corny enough already.
You know it. So you have to burn the gauge to get across there, so you don't really need a crystal there. The gauge fills up quite quickly at this point anyway, specifically because we have more levels. And so I should say that the gauge on the bottom increases as your will increases. So I believe that's the Sage level up increases your gauge increase on the bottom. So as you always get 1 plus will, no matter the level up. So it is always getting faster. So it kind of helps that you don't need to wait as long at this point. Again, burning a bit of time just to get the gauge up, and it's time to fight Marilith. Who sounds exactly the same as Medusa. Just completely brute forcing it, I love it. This is why we like the Blood Sword.
Not gonna like it in a second. Oh man.
And with the name of those mountains, if Kara is the fan translation name of one of your main character's granddaughters, you're playing the wrong game.
See, Marilith hits very, very hard, and you can see like the strength of the. You can just brute force it, as we say. The downside to the stab is that you do like move forward as you use it. So like having the distance just be right enough just to have that max range to kind of get those hits out. She's starting to move though, so she's being a little bit tricky. Oh, she's getting in close as well.
Oh, I'm dead again. Maybe.
Oh no, we're safe. Just about. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, this is where she gets tricky, where she's got a bit more space to do that. We've got HP back, which is very important. Nice. Ah man. The Blood Sword does help you, but it should be noted that she's not like, because she's ice element, There is a flame whip you can get, which makes her a little bit, but again, it's one of those things that it's just too much time out of the way when you can brute force with the blood sword. So it's one of those things where you do have the more aggression coming out of it, but you don't have an elemental weakness. So she is quite tanky because of that. So the fight does go on for longer, and some of these fights really rely on like burst damage, being able to get in there and just like hammer away as quickly as possible. So this is good. She's not moving as much, so if we can just kind of get her stuck in this state, we can just go for the face tank, which is much nicer.
Yeah, ideally she'll just keep tossing blizzard spells.
Nice. There we go. Thank you very much, Marilith.
We're not at the tail end of the run yet.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it damages you.
So the Ice Brand is a beefy weapon. It's very, very powerful. And the next area we're going to is, funnily enough, is fire element. So the ice brand will be very, very useful in that. Hello, lads. A lot of snowmen.
Take all these guys out. Yeah, I want level 27 here.
Yeah, over to 103. Again, the blood sword's very, 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 very good for keeping you healthy. But the thing about it is it's quite a weakish weapon. Like the increase from blood sword to I think fire whip is about, I want to say it's around 15, 16 increase in strength. And so the ice brand as well is a really, really hugely powerful weapon as well. This is why we build pure power, so the weaker weapons are still viable, basically. And then when we do transition to the weapons, like actually in sequence, they are monstrously powerful.
Yeah, eventually we'll be on the right weapon.
Yeah. Don't you just love the sound, Troll?
Yeah, it's my favorite song. I wish I could hear this 24/7.
You heard it, folks. You heard him. Barnacle Jack's still adorable as hell, even though they kill you in one shot, yeah. So now that Lorem is saved, everyone is no longer frozen, and we can speak to Kipper, who will give us the Bone Key. And the Bone Key, or Skeleton Key is it called in this?
Yeah, Skeleton Key.
Will be used to access the undersea volcano, or the undersea volcano is where we go to. I can't remember the name of the cave to get across to it, but trying to pickaxe your chocobo, dude.
Oops.
That kingdom must have been founded by archaeologists. They said, hey, here's some ruins. Let's explore them.
Okay, so our chocobo has the ability just to obviously just skate on water. Classic.
Yeah, why have a golden chocobo? We can just have a robot chocobo.
Yeah.
So much better.
I believe, the head. I can't remember his name.
The professor.
Is it the professor?
Yeah, just Professor.
Okay. Can't remember his name. Yeah, but Professor, it sounds about right. So he dubs the chocobo Chocobot. So she's got a brand new title and name. Bless her. Yeah, we got a little bit of surfing to go. So if you've got a donation or a plug available for us, Punarmdine, then hit me.
Well, we've got $1 from DeJumby96. Shout out to everybody at RPG Limit Break for running these hot RPGs for charity. This year we will get a character named B! In honor of my friend Ben. Did you know he was captain of the wrestling team?
I did not know that, actually.
That's why he's got the exclamation point. You gotta showcase, yeah, he was a man of authority in that team.
Okay, so we made our way finally to the Ammonite coast, where you can see the Ammonites just hanging about. Griffin Claws. You may have noticed as well that if you've played Secret of Mana, the original Secret of Mana, and you played the original of this, you may not have noticed that certain enemies are. This is the thing. Like, not many people realize that this was a Mana game back in the day. Because obviously in America it was called Final Fantasy Adventure, in Europe it was called Mystic Quest. It had no mana in the name, so no one knew that it was actually connected. But it's really, really nice again to see in this game all of the sprites really come to life. Like again, you got the turtles, the turtle bros here, and like the egg gropolons in the crystal desert, the griffin claws here looking fantastic. All of the monsters really kind of came into their own again, which is again why I really appreciate this game.
And once you see that the turtles have a smiley face on their shells, you can't unsee it.
Smiley turtles. So I think it's. Well, you said it was 12 in and 12 out for this.
Yes, 12 in, 12 out.
This is what I didn't do. I didn't have 12 in and 12 out. I had 12 in and 11 out, and ended up being stuck between a rock and a hard place. A float rock and a hard place, I should say.
Not something you want to take for granted.
I thought my one was actually good, I thought. But, you know, he gets the applause.
I do.
I think it can count as applause if eye rolls were applause. Full steam ahead here from Troll. Can run around the back of that one, thankfully. So yeah, we're gonna buy some Thunderbolt spells, I believe, as well here.
Yeah, these will be important in a second. I think I've already got an Aether. Just double check that. Yep, there we go.
So 1 Aether and 2 Thunderbolt spells. I think there's 2 casts to Thunderbolt as well.
Yes, 2 cast.
Yeah. Just like Ice Missiles. We have 4 of those in total. We did get the quote-unquote Bolt spell earlier on in the game, so any of those items are just basically itemable usage versions of the, they're not words, they're not real words, you know what I mean. 2 usable versions of the spells that don't affect your MP cost, which is helpful when you need to be using our MP for other means.
Would like to remind you once again that we are RPG Limit Break 2019. We are supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. The average delay from the first symptoms of psychosis to treatment in the UK is 7 weeks. In the US, it's 74 weeks. This is a problem that NAMI aims to solve. So if you are suffering, please do not hesitate to reach out. There is no shame in needing help.
Very important to remember. So this boss sucks. Pretty tough, pretty powerful. Kraken. Troll will make sure that he's no worry to us at all, though. Here we go. Very nice. That's 2. Very nice. Very quick kill. Fantastic usage.
It's time to get to work. Let's get cracking.
So the Thunderbolt spells are so powerful and so strong against him that the fact we have no MP is really good. So we throw out, as you saw Troll, throw out 2 of those which hit twice each time, whilst also charging up the gauge to allow us to get the 2 hits from a dash attack through. So the Thunderbolt spell is super good at getting rid of Kraken. And just as Dine said, a Kraken strategy right there. So we're now being faced with Earth Elementals and also some regular fly jobbies. They are super weak to Ice Brand, and they also gain a lot of experience. So if we do need a level up, we can just kind of get a handle on those and take them down. So this next room is really annoying. There's not much space to work with, and not many enemies either.
2, 3. Okay, that's fine. Just gotta stop hanging out by the leaves.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I guess, yeah. I'll save him for the other side. That way that guy can't get through.
If the other guy wants to... There we go. Oh! Okay. I thought it was going to go into the door there. Okay, so we can push the snowman around onto this one, onto the other one.
Yeah, so he can hit me through the snowman, so I don't want to stay there for too long.
It seems all your problems stem from trolling enemies.
This is an interesting position because you don't want to, like, if you break, that's the thing, it's such a wide range on the sickle in this game, so you don't want to break the snowman after you create one.
Oh. This guy.
Very, very nice, yeah. Baiting him over and then using the blood sword to finish it up and get some healing as well. Thankfully, another quality of life change. They fixed the glitch where the button doesn't press when you push the snowman into the corner, which is a you can lose runs to. So they got rid of that, which is very, very nice. Thank you, Square Enix. So here's the lava tiles. As I said, your level ×3. That's not a small amount of damage. You are so lucky that you get to use that troll. Wants to buy a blood sword that works.
I'm sure you can get one from the blood sword store. There's plenty. There's one for everyone.
Yeah.
And if you can dual wield blood swords and use it to one-shot the final boss, you're playing the wrong game.
Which strat is that in? Which strat was that in?
Final Fantasy 2.
Oh. Is that really? Okay. Level up. But yeah, pure levels is just all power pretty much. Apart from that one monk level just to kind of regulate HP for. So that was nice. But yeah, it's just pure power. Now you're playing with power.
Ironically, no gloves in this game.
Gosh. Undersea Volcano Gates. We're almost there to our boss of this dungeon. He is a fun one, and this is why this is why it's kind of like just, I guess, serendipitous that we get access to the Ice Brand after defeating Marilith, because we've got one hot customer coming up. Okay.
Oh, we've got lots of enemies.
Very, very nice. Bosh. Oh no. Oh.
Fans of rock and roll.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just have to go a little bit further.
Yeah. So, 2 buttons in the corner. 2 snowmen. 2 buttons. 2 laborious pushes. And bosh. Yay. Nice. So we're in the lava bed of the undersea volcano, and this fight is Ifrit. So once again, I'll allow trollers to focus on this one, because again, big hits can happen if we get caught. So.
Oh, well, that was too soon.
Yeah.
And that was too close.
Really got burned.
It's one of those things that well, like looking at it, just seeing that the spinning in his face happening. It's the distance is like very, very specific, just to kind of stay out of like body contact range, and then moving in such a way. So it can't be underestimated just how tricky it is to keep this movement and the aggression up. The spin is a powerful move, of course, but yeah. See?
Okay, now it's going to get interesting.
It's okay, you got this.
So that's the move we want to avoid.
Okay, health is fine now.
Okay, and we kind of want to hit him on the sides so he doesn't do that. And instead just throws a tracking fireball.
Nice. That was a good spin. Should be almost down. There it is. Nice. So we got a brand new sword. It's amazing. It's a rusty sword. This is again something that I really appreciate in terms of we need our beautiful chocobo back.
No, not yet.
Yeah, go back in here. This is something I appreciate again when it comes to all the remakes that they've done of the Mana games. So in Secret of Mana, there is a weapon called the Excalibur, and there's also a weapon called the Rusty Sword in Secret of Mana. And if you look at the models of this game's Rusty Sword and Secret of Mana's Rusty Sword, you'll see that they are, well, they're the same. So they kind of kept that that design up and that kind of like that design concept true between the two games. And when it comes to like theorizing that like a sort of narrative timeline to the Mana games, there's something very important about the connection between Adventures of Mana and Secret of Mana. And it's really weird that sometimes the float rocks don't respawn on that screen. Don't know when. It's just gone. They just do that sometimes.
And of course, those floating rocks don't move. Does that mean they stay sedimentary? That was really hard to say.
Okay, plenty of Mattox though. I believe we're good for the end of the game now, actually, for all of our Mattox usage, actually.
Yeah, Manax and keys. We shouldn't have to make another shopping trip.
I believe from the beginning to the end of the game, it's 5 key rings in total. There's 20 doors, like 20 mandatory locked doors, which I've always found kind of fun. That, you know, when you get to the end of the game, you're going through your last key door and you've got your last key in hand. I've always liked it. Magus music.
Here we go.
Re-equip the flail, off we go. So yeah, we have a weapon that was told, and Sumo said, "Wait, Rusty Sword. This is the weapon of the ages I'm supposed to be dealing with right now." Well, kind of. We need to do a couple more things before we continue. So these things have been done like slightly out of order, I'd like to say. I don't know. When I was a kid, I always did these the actual like story events differently. But this is the most optimal way to do this particular setup. So we go and defeat Ifrit, we get the Rusty Sword, and then we make our way back to a what felt like, I guess, like a random dungeon, but actually it's mandatory to fight the Lich, which will give us access to a very, very powerful spell, which has no real combat usage, I want to say. Troll might throw out, throw a spanner in the works, no? Okay.
No, not at all.
Yeah, good. We use it once, and that's to gain access to the next actual narrative dungeon, which is a really cool dungeon. I like it. It's nice that they had like an active map in the top left as well. There is like a map screen, which you can see the whole thing, which is much more detailed, which is very, very nice.
And if you need the Weapon of Ages to destroy the behemoth at the bottom of Castle Shadowgate, you're playing the wrong game.
Make our way onto the another desert island, which looks very, very lovely with all its very well-constructed palm trees. They had a wonderful gardener here. Okay, so this is, I don't actually remember the name of this cave. Let's just call it Sealed Cave, B1. At the bottom of Sealed Cave is the Lich, and the Lich is a powerful friend. I say friend. I just like to get hugged by him, I guess. But he's tough. Again, just like our friends Marilith and Medusa, he's got an interesting voice. So, yeah, he would pretty much one-shot you again. He's very, very powerful. So he's got this new thing with this scythe as well that spins around, which is very, very tricky. Normally he works just like the Megapede, where he runs around in like a little figure of 8 and then will reappear and then kind of do that again. But, they did add a few little extras to him like that, which is kind of nice. But yeah, there we go. He's down. Very, very nice and quick fight. Nice and speedy.
The scariest thing about that scythe in the center is that it actually shoots skulls as well. For some reason.
Why not? Why not? I did like that as well, though. As you say, like they did add these little like extra nuances to the fights. If you have played the game before, it adds these like new things to it to kind of like to trip you up. And if you are brand new to it, it does add like a nice bunch of challenge as well, because they're not easy fights. They're really not. I mean, I know Troll's making them look pretty free, but that's because he's very good at this game. See the tech crew like enjoying the music over there. Yeah, I see you. So here is the most important usage of the spell we just got, which is Flare, I believe it's called in this game, not Nuke.
Yes, Flare.
Yeah. Boom! Look at that. Stay here, girl.
Yep, nice certain flair about it.
This is the Outer Ruins, and we got snails and mirrors. Just mirrors for now. But there are snails as well, trust me.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, I must say, yeah, like I haven't really mentioned it, but the enemy spawn rate is very, very different. A lot of these screens where I would say there's, just one of an enemy, there'll sometimes be like four, like the blood owls in the Ket's Manor at the beginning of the game that we were farming for crystals. You only get one per screen in FFA, but there's like four here, which is very, very nice. Do like it. It makes them for more hectic screens as well. So yeah. We get a sweet weapon, the Dragon Buster, which just looks beautiful. And it's also strong against dragons too, which, I mean, it's a fantasy RPG. There's going to be no dragons. I don't know why they gave us that.
Now we want to send out thanks to the people involved in our foreign language restreams, our French restream at twitch.tv/LaFrenchRestream, our German restream at twitch.tv German restream, and our Japanese stream TV at twitch.tv Japanese_restream. If those restreams can help you enjoy the marathon, go check them out and send them some love.
Man. The ducks, they're back.
They come to collect their bill.
Okay, so we charge that up. It's alright. Dime will drive you quackers. It just happens. So this is the Mantis Ant. Oh, please. Calm down. So yeah, the Mantis Ant, he has a big wide hitbox here, and he'll sometimes jump as well, and he'll do these dashes. He's quite slow paced generally, so it's easy to kind of like allow ourselves to set up. And you can see him just flailing around in the back, keeping the Mantis Ant confused, moving around very, very nice to get as many hits off with the Dragon Buster. Oh, crikey.
Okay, I'm going to go to my corner now.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes.
Look at him move, and then again he'll do this jump, and then in comes the jump again, and get behind him, keep him tricked up. Nice fight, very, very nice fight. It's very hard to keep that movement because you have to try and preempt how he's going to move. Now, this is a new thing. This was added in a mobile version. There was a mobile phone game version of the game called Seiken. They're released only in Japan. I never owned it, but I have given it a go. They added a new thing there, which is the Mantis Flail there. So the Mantis Sickle. So you get his claw as the secondary sickle, which is a brand new weapon, which is nice. But we skip it because we have a blood sword and dragon sword, right?
And a rusty one, too.
And a rusty one as well. Very important. So it was equipped, by the way. The rusty sword was just equipped. Because you need to, like, you plunge the sword into the button, which causes this to happen. You can build towers with that.
Only for a dime, too.
Only for a dime as well. If you haven't groaned yet, get ready to groan. Because that was a very... Oh, that was a good one. Dime Tower. This is Marcy. She's brilliant. She speaks in capital letters, and she heals our MP for full whenever you ask her, which is helpful if you are spamming heal. But we have a blood sword, so thanks, Marcy. But every now and then she likes to throw out a laser beam, which can help. Bless her, she tries. I really like the demon swords in this game as well. They look fantastic.
those hand enemies? They're in World of Final Fantasy.
I think so. So we got gauntlets, and we got demon swords, and we've got those things. More snails and mirrors. Ooh, crikey, O'Reilly. That's what the dash is really great about as well, because it does deal double damage. You get so much health back for one hit.
Okay, I think blind actually worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went totally went the wrong direction there.
Let's make our way through here, and then we'll be climbing up the Dime Tower. It's quite a short dungeon. But the enemies do hit quite hard, so you have to be a little bit careful. Eastern Terrace, up we go. Now we'll at this juncture, we're going to be making our way north here. Now, to the east is Dragon Armor. Should we enjoy its company? If not, it's straight to the left.
Yeah, we don't really need it. And that's not what I meant to
Yeah,
do.
screw that guy in particular. Just go straight for him. Yeah, and you can see really use like that stab is just unprecedentedly brilliant. We've got some more puzzles here, which is kind of
nice.
This was a strangely interesting actual takeaway from the game. I don't think you can throw the ice bolts diagonally in this game, can you?
No, you can just throw them straight forward,
Yeah.
but you can control them.
Yeah.
So navigate the corners. It looks like I need some keys. I should probably keep those equipped.
Plenty to go around. So our final screen, Garuda is the next boss, and Garuda, I mean, we mentioned it again, hits several trucks at once. So this strat is very, very specific, and again, I'll let Troll focus here.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, that didn't work out in my favor.
Yeah.
Most of the time, he only tosses 3 feathers. Sometimes he just tosses feathers out everywhere,
Oh, pin
and they
feathers.
stay in the ground.
Yeah. Again, wanting to utilize the iframes just to kind of if they get stuck on your feet, it's kind of tricky. But using the iframes, if they're going through you, can get the iframe shot out and then follow up.
Oh, there it is again.
There's a laser beam from Marcy doing a cracking job. Oh no, she's down.
Oh, not gonna get the double hit. Okay, so when all else fails, you got Maddox. It's just really hard to align where to hit him.
Nice.
Thanks, Marcy. He's just about dead.
Oh, yes, Marcy!
Thanks, Marcy.
She can help sometimes.
I think she's probably the most helpful.
Yeah. Warning, the tower is collapsing.
Decided to show the boss no mercy.
So this was always a scene that was very, again, I was talking about halfway through how the Steam really goes into, Sumo's struggling to be the hero kind of thing. And here Marcy's like, I have a plan. I'll throw you, then I'll jump. And because, again, the hero can't jump without being beaten up first. And then Marcy says, well, actually, my thrusters don't work. I can't jump. you have to save the world, I'll stay here, and sacrifices herself to allow you to continue. So press M to pay respects to Marcy. Until we meet again. Shouldn't be getting goosebumps. I'm a 29-year-old man. So we're making our way up to the Temple of Mana now, and my personal favorite song in the game. I don't know if you agree with that one, Troll.
I actually really love the remixed version.
It's a shame we can't hear it. No, it is. Honestly, the remixed version of this is absolutely fantastic. The fact that they managed to make this game sound this song sound this good on the Game Boy originally is in itself incredible. But the remixes of this that are out there in the world are absolutely like just tear-inducingly brilliant. So do check them out. Ninjas, damn, they're really powerful and they can drop the best armor in the game, the samurai armor. It's not mandatory, but, you know.
It does help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like +8 from the dragon armor, which is already plus... I think it's +16 from gold, so from opal it would be +10?
So pesky keys again.
Okay. These are the next boss fights coming up, and these are really, really cool. I do like the way that they've been adjusted. We've got... I was only joking. Of course, there are dragons. So they take critical damage from the Dragon Sword, the Dragon Buster. They're very, very tricky, so they do have a bunch of moves that they can do. So Troll will be moving in a very, very specific way to try and bait out particular options, and he needs to be safe as well from things like this. Nice quick fight there, of course. So.
Should know that it's just the dragon.
Yeah. It's just dragon, yeah. No cool name like Ratatoska or Midgard Thorma.
I think we found the heads of the operation.
Yeah, the demon heads are really weird. They got like, these awesome. They've got some serious bling going on there as well. Key. What's really nice is like this game does a great job of with this particular dungeon, aesthetically reinforcing the idea that we're climbing to the heavens. Because as you go up and up and up, the background changes when you go through those areas from like just being regular walls to being like gated walls to being these mountains with like sprawling like sky and clouds behind. As we make our way up towards the heavens where Mana resides. Up Mount Elusia.
Yeah, just an update on our current bid wars. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torn of the Golden Country. The Japanese language option is still winning that bid war at $285. Mithra's costume is still winning for her Super Smash Bros. Ultimate outfit at $220. For Phantom Brave, the merchant's name, and NCS, this one's for you, a B! And the name of the fighter is still Chocobo.
We've got one more. I'll tell you one more. In this area, we've got a quick puzzle here, which can be. So this is why we have the ether, right? You see these lads that are just hanging out down here. Now, the lad on the right, if he decides to be too much of an annoying dude, he's gonna just chill on the left, but we'll get out of the way there. If he can just hang on the left-hand side as much as possible, you can, if you want to, just waste and just quickly ice him. But he was nice enough to move out of the way. The ice bolt is quite slow in this game, so you don't really want to sit there and stress too much. Oh, it's the red dragon. Okay, so he's a little bit more dangerous, and he has this property with his fire breath. Very, Very, very nice. Just kind of getting that spacing right with the spin attack. Just keeping himself touching the head as he goes. This guy's really going for it. It's just...
Yeah.
He's doing his best you impression, yeah.
And you have to bait this out just by standing still.
Yeah. Can hopefully get him down. There we go. Nice.
If it was the Ruby Dragon interrupting your on location shoot, you're playing the wrong game.
Okay, so the third and final section of the Temple of Mana, as we are making our way further up and up towards the Mana Holy Lands.
Oh, nice.
They're really trying. They're really trying. Okay. The Fiend Heads. Yeah, so the Fiend Heads can drop the strongest helmet in the game, the Samurai Helm. Again, not hugely mandatory, but nice if it happens. Less of a general defense increase than the armor. Like the helmets are generally weaker armor pieces, but ninjas have a front-facing shield as well. So if you can, just ping them, as you saw Troll just did right there. Just got a double attack very nice and quickly. In it goes. Okay, nice. Thankfully, they're kind of like scripted teleporters, so they're good. Our last locked door in the game.
Which I'll need a key for, again.
There it is. Oh, please, Fiend Head. You see they're quite resistant to the Blood Sword as well, so the 8 HP coming in is proportionate to damage going out, so... There's the level. So we've got to get past these Owl Fighters. Last puzzle of the game as well now. One of these is a button. Which one could it be?
If you need to play a certain song to make the tile glow, or to see which one it is, you're playing the wrong game.
That's another good game. Oh, ninjas, please. Ninjas, please. Oh, God. They really are. Okay. The final fight of this dungeon, and the second to last fight overall. The Dragon Zombie. Wake up, mate.
Where if you've ever played Marvel vs. Capcom, this might look familiar. Hopefully it won't get that bad. Should also note that you can get poisoned by those clouds even if you're in iframes. Oh, now he's doing it again.
They're spewing quite a lot, but quite linear, so able to stay safe here.
Oh. Okay, those are the worst. I'm probably dead here.
That is well played, though. that was really good. Very, very nice.
Sneak some damage in. He's very close to death. Okay, I got that one.
Ooh, cheeky. Oh no, this is... Ooh, my word. Dodge master. Nice. One head down.
Unfortunately, the one that's left can do all this still.
Nice, there we go. Very nice fight. The adaptation and movement from Troll there was absolutely spectacular to stay alive. Like the fireball, the fire shots, they heat seek you out basically, but the angles they can get is very scary, and they go for very, very long. So that was incredibly well done. Rip Dumbo.
They never shoot rocks. He just shot a rock.
It's an elephantastic final stretch.
Yeah. So, Rusty Sword. What's it for, you ask? What's it for? It opened up a thing. Well, up in the mana, I mean,
Well,
I know she hasn't done much in the game, but still. She gives us, she basically unlocks the true power of the Rusty Sword and makes it into the Excalibur. And again, I was mentioning how this model for the Excalibur is the same as the one in Secret of Mana. And I think for me, that was a really, really important thing when they re-released Secret of Mana to have the same animation, the same design for the Excalibur, because it kind of shows the consistency between the two worlds. That this is the same holy sword. But this is our last final fight, so I'll hand this off to Troll.
Yeah, so Julius phase 1, he's pretty terrible. So first and foremost, he'll start off every single fight just tossing that at you. Every time he sees you, has to be a fireball. You kind of want to stack these guys up with your sword dash and only kind of get in melee them when they're teleporting out. So if you melee them when they're teleporting in, they can possibly shield up, and the shield is a one-shot. Oh, that was pretty close. Also, this fireball never goes away unless you hit it. It's going on a little bit longer than usual just because I really need health. Should reappear, and this is okay. Got the clones, and it's just him left.
There we go. Good double hit there. Some of you may recognize this next model. Very specifically designed after a very well-known boss from a very well-known series. You may have heard of it, Final Fantasy. Yeah? Hello, Chaos. Okay.
Oh my god. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, so after you stack enough damage on him and you get the stagger, he will either come up and try to melee you. If you're too far away, he will just jump in the air and try to stomp you. Either way, you just gotta stay on the move.
Nice.
Okay, there he goes.
This is it, sir. We did it. We defeated Julius.
Yeah, so we really have to stay on the move here because this hitbox is massive, and you really don't have much room to maneuver. That's fine. We can take one hit from the flare spell, just no body shots.
Time's coming up shortly as well.
Yeah, time is when he flashes red. Should just give you one more.
Time. Well done.
So the cruel part of that is if you die, you have to fight all 3 phases again.
Which is not ideal when it's so tough, but no, that was very, very well handled. That final gauntlet was really, really good control there. So very, very well done. In terms of narrative to finish up here, the Tree of Mana is lost, and Sumo and Fuji kind of like have to decide what they want to do. And Fuji's mother returns and says, you know, well, you are a member of the Mana family. You are to become the new seed of a new Mana tree. And Sumo and Fuji have to part ways, unfortunately, and it's all very sad and stuff. How are you feeling then, Troll?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Do you want to know how fast you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2:12:38, sir.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. It's like just about a minute over my PB.
Nice. So that's very good then. Well done, man.
Yeah.
Very, very good stuff. If anyone's interested in Mana speedruns as well, there is a Secret of Mana Discord, the Mana Discord for all things Seiken. Seiken 1, 2, 3, 4, which obviously Troll. I think you're the only one rooting that game, aren't you?
Yeah. That's for a reason.
It's a good game. The music's lovely, and it looks great. The music is nice, and don't give me that. The music looks great in S4. No, any shout outs, sir?
Well, shout you out for the great commentary. Everyone at RPG Limit Break for letting me be in the marathon. Yeah, and just want to say good luck to the rest of the runners.
Well, thank you very much for having me, dude. No, I do appreciate it. It's nice. I just love seeing this game. So the more representation it gets all the time, I'm behind it 100% of the way. Dang. Cool. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, guys.
One more round of applause for Smelly McTroll and Bowie the Hero. Thank you guys so much. Adventures of Mana is definitely a very special game, and it was very nice to see it run here. And we got one more donation that came in during the run, so we'll go ahead and read that off. This is from $10 from Enjoy GTA. I'm going to assume that stands for Games That Are Awesome. Glad to see all the support for mental health. Good luck on the runs this week. Thank you for your generous support. And with that done, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We are going to play a Twitch ad as we get set up for the next run. That is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. I'm Gunarm Dine. Call me Dine. I'm going to hand it off to the next host. And I'm glad we all enjoyed that run. We had Mana a good time. See you guys later.
Welcome back to RPG Limit Break. I am High Spirits, and I will be taking over for the next run, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 by Vaxerd. And while they're finishing setting up, I just got a quick donation to read. Nothing too much. It's been kind of quiet right now. But we did get a $5 anonymous donation, and we appreciate that very much. So I just wanted to take some time real quick while we are setting up for the next run to remind you why we are here. We are RPG Limit Break 2019, here to raise money for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI has been our focus of our marathon for the last several years, and we have a strong partnership with them, and they've always been good to us, and we've been tried to be good to them. For those who don't know who NAMI is, well, NAMI helps out people with mental illnesses, mostly through three programs is what their focus is. They try to focus on education and support, awareness and advocacy. The important part is getting the message out there, making sure people have a chance to get help, and then help them. I mean, mental illness affects not everyone, but a lot of people, and most of us have someone we know that is affected by mental illness. And we are here to help out in any way that we possibly can. So I'd like to take a moment real quick to remind that we do have a couple of incentives that you could work towards. I believe this next one is closing pretty quickly, but the voice language for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Japanese is way in the lead over English right now with $285 over $55.54. And we also got Mithra's costume with the Smash Brothers Ultimate costume way ahead of the normal outfit, $220 to $5. Well, we do got a handful of donations that have come in while we're still finishing setup here. So, so let's go through them real quick. We got a $15 donation from Code, who says, "You guys are wonderful. Keep it up." We got a $25 anonymous donation. Thank you very much. Anonymous, a very generous donator for this marathon. Xeno Love Tour gave $10. Says, "Props to Le Tal here on the couch for the Xenoblade run by Xeno Love Tour. We do not forget about Xenogears. Engagement moral. You can't escape." Let's see. We got a $5 donation from Tyson S. "Thank you to all the runners and the staff at RPG Limit Break. As someone with schizophrenia, it means a lot to me that you all take the time to do this every year." And we got one more. We got a $15 donation from Gnor that says, "Zephyric in chat wanted Odin Sphere Merchant to be reset, but couldn't donate. I got you, fam." Everyone helping everyone out. That's the whole moral of the marathon. And we did get one more donation, a $25 donation from Robert that says, "Torna was my 2018 Game of the Year. Excited to see it make it to Limit Break. Shout outs to the RPG Limit Break staff, commentators, and runners. Let's raise awareness around mental illness and shatter the stigma." Yes, thanks to everyone for all of the hard work that is going on both in front of the camera and behind.